Hello everybody and welcome back to Cooking with Grandma. It's been a little while and I'm sorry, it's just been really hot here where I live in Ontario, Canada, and it's just too hot to bake and to set all the equipment up and to cook. So we kind of been having casseroles that are just pop in the oven for like 20 minutes and real quick deals. Most of those I've already made in my other videos, but this one is new. Today we're going to be making Impossibly Easy Chicken Taco Pie. And I'm also going to be making Impossibly Easy Beef Taco Pie. I'm going to make one of each. The ingredients are exactly the same except you put chicken in one and hamburger in the other. So first of all, I just took some, you can use any cut of chicken you want. It doesn't matter if it's chicken breast, thighs, wings, not wings, they're too small, but thighs or chicken legs. And what I do is I just boil them for a little bit and pre-cook them. And then you just want to cut them off the bone like this, quick and easy. When you make, I took the skin off because the skin is kind of, you know, it's not cooked like it would be if you cooked chicken. So, and now on the chicken leg, if you see right here, there's like this little tendon like thing right there. You want to get rid of that. That's really not edible. It's not very nice. You just pull the knife, or put the knife and pull your chicken meat off of it, and this is what you're left with. You want to get rid of that piece. That's no good. So we're going to chop this up. I've done all my other ones. You need 2 cups of cooked chicken meat. And so I'm assuming I'm just doing it as the same recipe, and 2 cups of cooked ground beef. So it's very simple. This also calls for bisquick, which I don't have. Honestly, I'm not even sure if the stores in Canada sell it. I've never looked for it because I always make my own biscuits. If I ever make biscuits, and I don't use the mixed. I have occasionally, but very rarely. So we're going to get rid of my cutting board, go off the counter, my sloppiness. Now, so what we do is we take 2 pie plates. They're already buttered. I already greased them. And you put the 2 cups of chicken meat in one, and here it is, my ground beef. And I'm going to put that. Now this doesn't look like a big. Just a minute here. I think I got the wrong pie plate out. Oh, okay, it's going to have to be. Yeah, I think I'm going to use my other pie plate. I made a mistake. I took my smaller one out, and it calls for a big 9-inch pan. So I'm going to have to just take a second and switch it out. Not a big deal. I'm going to grease this one. You can use cooking spray if you want, or butter spray. I'm just putting a little bit of butter on a paper towel and going around it. So you want to do up the sides and the bottom. There we go. Simple. So now I'm going to go ahead and put my ground beef in there. There we go. Get that little bit out that was in my too small dish. Can't waste food these days, that's for sure. So now I'm going to just get a big spoon and I'm going to kind of just flatten it out. Make sure it's not, you don't want great big chunks. Make sure it's, you know, bites like edible and chopped up quite well. And the same for the chicken. Now I've chopped this ahead of time. There we go. Just going to spread this out some. 2 cups of ground beef looks a whole lot more, like more filling than 2 cups of chicken, doesn't it? There, and to that we're going to add a 1/2 cup of onion to each one. So I've measured it out into a 1 cup measuring cup, so I'm just going to divide it. Okay. Mix chicken, onion, and seasoning mix. Okay, so we got taco seasoning mix, and we're going to put, I bought 1 package. It's 24 grams. I don't know how many ounces, but 1 package. And I need 2 tablespoons per pie, which says it's half the package. So let's see. Okay, let's see. There's 1 tablespoon. And I'm going to do 1 tablespoon in the other one. Just make sure we have the even amount. Oh, it's perfect. There's 1 tablespoon there. Perfect. Look at that. 2 tablespoons. And there's even a little bit left over. So I'm just going to go ahead and toss that in. It's maybe a 1/4 teaspoon left over. It wasn't that bad. So I'm going to give this, there goes my sloppiness again. I'm going to give this a stir, mix this all in. And like, this is why they say it's impossibly easy, because this is basically it. You serve this, well, it's got the dough on top, so I don't know if you'd want to have like, maybe just have a vegetable with it. You wouldn't want potatoes or rice or anything. You wouldn't need the extra starch because you're going to have a crust on top. I mean, that's your choice, you know, it doesn't matter. So we're going to just go ahead and mix that up. Now I'm going to mix the chicken and the onions. And this is cooked, so I use the same spoon. I'm not cross-contaminating anything because it's already cooked chicken and it's already cooked beef. So I did use the same spoon, so don't go panicky because it's all cooked meat. So there we go. How quick was that, right? And the prep time isn't that much, as long as it takes you to brown the hamburger and cook those chicken legs. Took me about, they were thawed, and it took me I cooked them for probably about 30 minutes. I boiled them and then I let them cool a little bit and then chopped them up. So now what we need to do, now there's bisquick mix, or bisquick, but what I did is I made my own bisquick basically. It's pretty much a biscuit dough. It's 2 cups of flour and 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder and some salt and butter, and you just chop it like you would making biscuits. You want it to be like crumbly like your biscuit dough before you add the water and the milk. So now this is a bisquick substitution I got on the internet, and it says to use it cup per cup. It measures the same, so it calls for 1 cup of bisquick mix. So I'm going to put 1 cup of bisquick mix in the bowl, and I'm going to set that one aside for our other pie. So that's a cup of bisquick mix. That's all you would need. And to that we're going to add a cup of milk. I'm going to measure it out here. 1 cup of milk in there, and 2 eggs. 1 and 2. Give that a good stir. Chop up the eggs a little bit. Now this is going to be watery. It's going to be runny, but that's okay because you're pouring it over and it's going to bake into like a crust. It's not going to be like gooey watery, but just it's not going to be as thick as you would if you were making biscuits to roll and cut. If you were rolling out your own biscuits, you'd probably like use a little butter and maybe a titch of milk, just, you know, a couple of spoonfuls or something just to get it wet. But you see this is quite wet. That's what it says to do in my recipe here. I got this on the Betty Crocker website, and it says stir together bisquick, milk, and eggs with a fork until blended. Well, I'm using a spoon, that's okay. And then we're going to pour that onto the pie plate. So we're going to pour this batch onto the chicken. Just going to make sure it's all evenly spread out. And we're just going to go ahead and pour it out. Might see a few lumps in there, that's okay. They'll just go away when it's baking. There we go. So that's one. So we're going to do that again with the ground beef. I'm going to set this one right over here. And I'm going to use the same bowl because it's the same thing. I'm just going to scoop out a cup of bisquick mix. Or if you have bisquick, you can go ahead and use it. Or just make your own favorite biscuit recipes, but you don't want to make it where you can roll it out. You want it to be thin like I just had it. So we're going to have a cup of milk. There we go. And the 2 eggs. This is super simple. And you know, other than the taco seasoning mix, that was the only thing that I had to buy that I didn't already have at home. I had flour and eggs and milk and, you know, butter and chicken and hamburger, everything I needed. I just went over to my corner store and they sell packages of the taco seasoning mix by itself. So now I'm going to mix this one with a fork just to see if there's any difference than there was in the first one. Maybe it'll get a few of the lumps out more, but I don't think it's any difference. You can use a whisk if you like. No, it's the same idea. Now you do want to mix this until, it just says to blended. It doesn't say it's real smooth or anything. It just says to blended. So I'm just going to stir it, make sure the egg is all mixed in there until it's all nice and blended. There you go. Look at how quick and easy that was. So this, the bisquick, I'll put the recipe for that in the description box below as well. It's flour, baking powder, salt, and butter. Nothing to it. So we're going to pour this onto our hamburger mixture. And then these go, it says 400-degree oven. Again, if I cook anything higher in a higher oven than 350, it burns. We have an energy saver element in our oven, and sometimes even 350 is too high. It cooks there, it burns on the outside, and then it's not done on the inside. So I'm just going to leave it at 350. But if you got an older oven, an older make, then go ahead and put it at 400. Now that's it. That is our incredibly easy chicken and beef taco pie. So what we're going to do is we're going to bake that 30 to 35 minutes or until the knife inserted comes out clean, and then we're going to sprinkle it with some cheese and then bake it just a couple minutes until the cheese is melted. But one thing I am going to do is I am going to put them on cookie sheets just in case before it cooks. It kind of bubbles over, and then I don't have to clean my oven. I hate cleaning an oven. That's like the worst job ever in the whole house. So we're going to stick these guys in the 350 preheated degree oven. And that guy over there. There we go. So I will see you back here in 30 minutes. Alrighty then, it has been 30 minutes, and it said in the recipe 30 to 35, and I stuck the knife at 30 minutes, and it comes out clean. You just push it in, and it's all clean. The same with the ground beef one. So now I'm going to try real carefully, because the first piece out of the pan is always the most difficult. I'm going to just cut a little bit and plate it and show you how nice it looks on the inside. And this is why you have to grease your pie plate, because there's no grease in it. Like the chicken and with the hamburger and everything, it's already cooked, so it doesn't make any grease. So okay. Ooh, not too hard to do. Okay. I'll set that right there. And then I'm going to cut into the beef one. Okay, that came out nice and easy. Alrighty, so now I will show you how nice they look. Let me just move this one over. They just come out of the oven, so they're very, very hot. Okay, so there we have it. This one is the chicken, and this one is the beef. You can see that. So there it is, Impossibly easy chicken taco pie and beef taco pie. You can top this with a little, okie dokie. Right, I got a little coughing thing there hanging on. I just put you on pause for a second. I did forget to top it with the cheese, so I went ahead and did that and let it melt on there. So what you can do is you can top this with a little bit of sour cream, with some chives, whatever. I think it's just good just the way it is, but tacos and sour cream work well. So I'm going to show you what the picture looks like. That's what the recipe looks like. Okay, and then this is mine. So it came out pretty darn close. You know, I think it might have been a little bit extra. The breading might, or the topping might not, but you can see the chicken at the bottom there, and then your crust, and then your cheese. So this can be served with a nice green salad, some vegetables. Just eat it just like that if you like, because you got your bread, so that's going to be your starch for the meal. And I hope you all enjoy this and try it. Let me know in the comments below if you like it, if you tried it, if there's anything else you'd like to see me bake next time in my kitchen. I hope everybody's staying safe, and we're getting through this silly silly fungolitis, as Vivian tries likes to call it. She calls it a fungolitis. So we're getting through it. It's going to take a little more time yet, but we're working it out. We're getting it there. Just everybody keep social distancing and wear a mask if you need to, and stay safe, stay home, enjoy each other, and cook and bake while you're home. That's what I've been doing. So from Grandma's kitchen to yours, have a great day.